Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we need to push further. This is some very good news from Montana. It seems that they have a ban not lives with TikTok, but TikTok in general across the state. And I think a lot of other states should follow suit. So what we have here is that Montana Governor Greg Gingfort bans TikTok across the state and will fine Apple and Google if they offer the video sharing site in their apps stores. Claps for the back, because this is something that needs to happen across the state, or across the country rather, because, let's be honest, TikTok is not necessarily good for, any of the human mind consumption. This is a great benefit to kids, because now kids can't be indoctrinated through the BS that's happening there, and, we don't have to worry about kids, with all having their mental issues. Now what they need to do is that they have to do the same policy for I would say Twitter, but mostly Facebook and Instagram. Twitter will also be another good thing too, because Twitter also has a lot of stuff. But thanks to Elon Musk, currently right now, until they get the new WF woke CEO that destroys it, is fine until they incorporate that BS. But this is actually a great benefit. This is actually good. So what we have here is that the Montana has become the first U.S. state to enact a complete ban on TikTok, with a law that prohibits the popular Chinese-owned video sharing app from operating in the state. To protect Montana, personal and private data from the Chinese Communist Party, I have banned TikTok in Montana. Governor Greg Gingfort said in a statement on Wednesday soon after signing the measure into law. The ban is set to take effect January 1st, 2024. It would not punish individual TikTok users, but would levy steep fines against Google and Apple if their platforms continue to offer the app within the state. Apple and Google haven't said that they'll be able to ban users in one state from downloading TikTok, and Apple and people will still be able to access the site on the internet browsers. The ban seems to face legal challenges. And TikTok issued a statement saying the law infringes on the First Amendment rights of the people of Montana by unlawfully banning TikTok. We want to reassure Montanans that they can continue using TikTok to express themselves and earn a living, and find a community as we continue working to defend the rights of our users inside and outside of Montana, the company added. Yeah, but I think this is one thing that is an issue. I don't even know if this is like a First Amendment thing of speech, because it's not like it doesn't really have comments with a speech for that. I would have to conform to Necrocator on this, and maybe I'll try to send another invite out to him, and maybe we do a podcast or something like that on the issues, because I'm not quite sure myself. I don't think that would actually violate the First Amendment, but I could be horrendously wrong. Guys, put down in the comments if you think it actually violates the First Amendment, because I would like to know, get your guys' opinions on it, what have you. The American Civil Liberties Union of Montana, NetChoice, a trade group that counts Google and TikTok as its members, also called the law unconstitutional. Keegan Medrano, policy director for the ACLU of Montana. ACLU is a fucking garbage organization. They should not be put to exist at all, but I digress, said the state's legislature trampled on the free speech of hundreds of thousands of Montanians who use the app to express themselves, gather information, and run their small business in the name of the anti-Chinese sentiment. Guys, well, China is going to be our enemy, so we're going to ban it sooner or later, because, they will be our enemy. And then on top of that, you don't want them to ban it because it allows you to indoctrinate kids with your LGBTQ stuff BS onto TikTok, and teachers won't be able to reach their kids through TikTok. So I think, and quite honestly, is a great benefit to kids to not teachers be able to indoctrinate them, even though they're being indoctrinated in school. Gingfort, a Republican, called the new law the most decisive action of any state to protect Montanians' private data and sensitive personal information from being harvested by the Chinese Communist Party. The legislation drafted by the state attorney general's office easily passed through Montana's GOP-controlled legislature. TikTok, which has over 150 million American users, has faced growing scrutiny over U.S. lawmakers and state officials who want to ban the app over concerns about potential Chinese government influence over the platform. Owned by Chinese-based BitDance, TikTok has repeatedly denied that it has ever shared data with the Chinese government and has said the company would not do so if asked. You know you're lying because we know you're part of China. All right, that is straight up what it is. You're a part of China. You have BitDance, and BitDance pretty much forces you to get all the information from all the companies and give it to the Chinese government. So you're lying there. Stop with the BS. The app has become widely popular with teens. According to the Pew Research Center, 67% of U.S. teens aged 13 to 17 use TikTok, and 60% of all teens say they use the app almost constantly. Yes, which is a negative for the teenagers, because that's what TikTok and what the far left want. They want to indoctrinate children. That's essentially what they want to do. TikTok has said that the vast majority of users are over the age of 18. Yeah, well, I highly, highly doubt that, in a great measure. In March, a congressional committee wrote TikTok CEO Sophie Chu about whether the Chinese government could access user data or influence what Americans see on the app, but calls to ban TikTok nationwide or give the ban administration new powers to crack down on ban to TikTok. That's in Congress. The reason why I don't want the Biden administration to ban TikTok is because the way they want to do it is have full control over everything and what have you. That's the reason why I don't want the Biden administration to ban TikTok. The way from what we're this is my assumption, but I'm going to assume the Montana's ban is not related to full and complete control over the people of Montana, and with all these very communist level restrictions, etc., stuff like that. The Biden administration is significantly worse, so we do not want to do that by any measure. An attempt by former President Donald Trump to ban new downloads of TikTok and WeChat through a Commerce Department order in 2020 was blocked by multiple courts and never took effect. Montana has a population of just over 1 million people, said TikTok could face fines for each violation, additional fines of $10,000 per day if it violates the ban. Apple and Google also face fines of $10,000 per violation per day if they violate the ban by offering TikTok in their app stores in Montana. Some lawmakers, the FBI, and officials at other agencies are concerned the video sharing app owned by BitDance could be used to allow the Chinese government to access information on the U.S. citizens or push pro-Beijing misinformation that could influence the public. TikTok says none of this has ever happened. Well, it has, and it is happening, but keep lying. But yeah, no, they're right. There's a reason why TikTok was outright banned for all government officials. All right? So if the government officials of the Biden administration, no less, say, okay, no, TikTok has to go, then guess what? TikTok has to go for a pretty much majority. But I think states need to do it, not the federal, because this is insanity. A former executive at BitDance alleges the tech giant has served as a propaganda tool for the Chinese government, a claim BitDance says is baseless. When Montana banned the Apple government-owned devices in late December, Giant Fortress said TikTok posed a significant risk to sensitive state data. More than half of U.S. states and the federal government have a similar ban. On Wednesday, Giant Fortress has announced he is prohibiting the use of all social media applications tied to foreign adversaries on state equipment and for state business in Montana, effective on June 1st. Among the apps he listed as WeChat, whose parent company is headquartered in China, and Telegram Messenger, which was founded in Russia. So yeah, that's what's happening. Good job on Montana. A good job on the governor. You're doing your kids a great service by banning this absolute heresy and garbage. I'm pretty sure if we had the space the Astartes or any of the space warriors or what have you, those guys, they would Space Marines, my apologies, not Space Wars, but Space Marines, I'm pretty sure they would consider it heresy and immediately do a purge on the actual app in itself, because those guys are always based and they do what they want. So, yeah, this is a good job by Governor. Good thing some things are making headway. I hope a whole bunch of other states across the country do this, because the federal government wants to do something completely egregious, and that cannot be allowed. Alright, guys, that's the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.